And while we focus on the impact here at home, the death toll in the UK is sadly rising sharply. So let's bring in ABC's Maggie Rulli in London. Maggie, it was a horrific day, particularly in Spain and France today.
Yeah, Lindsay, the numbers across Europe just keep being staggering. You mentioned Spain, that country today, in the last 24 hours, 950 deaths from this virus. The total death toll there now topping 10,000. It's not just Spain. In France, also death tolls are spiking. That country now has seen more deaths from the virus than all of the reported deaths in China. Here in the UK, numbers also rising as well. We've seen back-to-back days of more than 500 deaths from COVID-19. And Lindsay, what's so shocking for me, it's striking the fact that these types of numbers, these would have been front headlines just last week, but now it seems like they've almost become commonplace. We're getting used to the fact that hundreds of people are dying in these countries every single day from this virus.
But Maggie, at least it seems that there are some signs, some hopeful signs in Italy, which just a few weeks ago was the worldwide epicenter of this crisis.
Yeah, we're all looking towards Italy right now, Lindsay. Again, they are a few weeks ahead of us, it's believed, in this crisis. Unfortunately, the death toll there is still significant. They had more than 700 deaths in that country today. But there are some glimmers of hope. Two things in particular. One, we're looking at the percentage that this virus is increasing. And in Italy, it's been fairly stable. So we haven't seen that exponential rise. It's only been in the single digits now for the past 2 weeks. That's an incredibly good sign, maybe reaching that plateau. But the other thing I want to emphasize, Lindsay, is that they're seeing a much smaller number of people that are needing ICU beds. While they still have a long way to go, that's an incredibly hopeful number, and hopefully something that, as we are starting this process of being in lockdown, can look towards them, potentially our future, and see that maybe there is a light at the end of this tunnel.
Certainly some positive news there. And today, the head of the World Health Organization announced new data about the deaths in Europe. What did we learn?
Yeah, well, this is interesting, Lindsay. Everyone wants to know how COVID-19 is affecting people, who it's affecting. And the World Health Organization just announced that of the deaths so far in Europe, 95% of them have been in people who are over the age of 60. That is incredibly significant. But they also said something else. They said they don't want complacency in younger people. They said this virus is still affecting younger people. It's affecting them seriously, especially if anyone has any underlying conditions. We're also hearing stories of some young people with no underlying conditions that have sadly died from this virus. So while that is a staggering percentage, it's also not a reason to get complacent. They remind young people they can also be carriers of this virus. So while they announce these statistics, they do remind people to take the lockdown seriously and say we are still just at the beginning, Lindsay.
Just at the beginning, sadly. All right, Maggie Rulli, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.